Let's move now to college football. Of course, it's the rematch in the national championship game on Monday. No doubt about it. Alabama versus Clemson. The over-under for each team. Clemson, 22.5. Alabama, 29. Which one do you think is a better bet?
Man, this is a really tight call because I can't believe I'm saying this because I really, really have a problem putting your hard-earned money up against the Alabama defense, but I think it's Clemson 22.5.
Like, they scored 40 a year ago. You would think they should at least be able to get over.
Even though this Bama's defense is better,
right?
Is it that much better where they're going to hold them to, less
22?
than three touchdowns or less than 3 touchdowns? I don't think so. I've told you for the last several days here. I think Clemson is going to win the game. So they're not going to win the game 20-13. So
not at all.
I think both these could go over. I think the more likely, I think Clemson can get to 23. I don't know if Alabama gets to 30. We'll see what happens. We'll see how Jalen Hurts deals with some pressure. We'll see how much Clemson's able to get pressure and disrupt Jalen Hurts with a 4-man rush, or if they're going to have to blitz. Those are all things I'm very fascinated to see tomorrow night. I'm more comfortable that Clemson can get to 23 than I am Alabama to 30.
The team who scores first will win the game. Yes, -200. No, +150. Your take on that?
I don't have a total strong opinion here, but I'm not giving -200 for something that's somewhat random. The team that scores first in the game, sure. I think when you look at the stats, you want to score first in the game. It's going to serve you well. But basically, you might be looking at a glorified coin flip here. Who wins the toss? What do they elect to do? Who receives the opening kickoff? Not that guarantees that team is going to go down and score a touchdown or a field goal, but they might. And the fact that you're preying on something that is somewhat random, I'm certainly not going to risk 2-1 at -200 on the team that scores first that will eventually win the game. It's fairly random, and it's a bet I would stay away from.
How about the first half line? Alabama giving 3.5 for the first half.
Man.
Would you take it?
This is tough. I can see a point where Deshaun Watson and this Clemson team start to figure. I could see a point where Alabama's unbelievable defense looks great and starts flexing their muscle out of the gate. I think deep down in the second half, maybe when you get some analysis, you get a chance to go in at halftime, make some adjustments, figure out an on-the-fly game plan that is going to help you try to crack the code of this Crimson Tide defense. I can see a way, because I think Clemson's going to win the game, I think part of that, the game script that occurs, is Clemson kind of turning it on and capitalizing in the second half. So if anything, I would stay away, or I don't hate Alabama -3.5 in the first half. I think Clemson turns it on in the second half. That's when you see Deshaun Watson's veteran nature of having faced them last year and all the preparation that Dabo Swinney and this team are putting into this game. I think you're going to see it, and I think you're going to see maybe a little bit of that lack of rhythm between Steve Sarkisian calling plays for a freshman quarterback. I think you might see that lack in the second half once some of those adjustments are made at halftime from both this coaching staffs.
So those are the prop bets, but what about a personal bet? Because you like Clemson, and I like Alabama. You had laid out some stipulations.
I told you, if you don't want to take the points,
no, I don't want to do the points.
You don't want to do the points. You don't want to give me 6.5 points.
Don't want to give you 6.5.
So I told you, I'll take it straight up, which is ludicrous of me to do, to just make believe that 6.5 point spread that Vegas came up with does not exist. I will evaporate the line. If I win, you got to buy me a full cheesesteak. If you win, I'll buy you a half cheesesteak. Those are the odds.
Alabama is the favorite, so I only get a half cheesesteak.
That's the odds. That's how we handicap this. You win, Alabama wins outright. Loaded. You want mushrooms, you want onions, you want green peppers, you want anything you want. Whatever. Barbecue sauce, anything, garlic bread, anything you want.
Ketchup, not barbecue sauce.
Ketchup on your cheesesteak?
Yeah, man. Wow. That's how they do it in Philly.
All right.
Salt, pepper,
you
ketchup. You
would know better than me as a Temple man.
Yeah, I just went to Philly, a couple of weeks ago. But I'm with that, though.
Salt, pepper, ketchup, whatever you want to do.
I'm with that.
All right.
All right. We'll see how it goes. Got that personal bet going on. So we'll be watching this game very closely.
I can taste the provolone now.
You can taste it. Come on, my man. Roll Tide, roll.
You work tomorrow?
Absolutely.
That'll be fun then.
No doubt about it.